Hey guys, this video is all about how to know when you're on the cusp of greatness and what to do next. My name is Ralph Havens and I'm going to be showing you a process from Matrix Energetics. It's also from other healing modalities that I've used over the 37 years of helping people heal from all over the world, from chronic illnesses of all sorts and anxiety and get the lives they want. So I'm going to show you this right away. So actually first a story that kind of shows the whole thing and the dilemma, because what happens when you're on the cusp of greatness many times is things seem to get in the way. And what happened to me at one point, I was about to go to Portland, Oregon. I was living in San Diego, about to go to Portland, Oregon and see a homeopath that I just found out about. He had been at Louise Hay's house in San Diego, and my good friend who was Louise Hay's friend said, "You got to see this guy, Malcolm Smith, a naturopath in Portland, who does very deep, very specific homeopathy. Highly recommend him." And so I called him, and he answered the phone, and he said, "Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to be in town. Why don't you come by on Sunday?" Because I was coming up to Portland and then going to Seattle to take another Matrix class. I've taken over 35 of them over the years, and then to Vancouver to visit friends, and then back to San Diego. Had a great trip planned, and so we set that up. And that night, before I was getting on the plane, I got a terrible earache, the horrific earache, and just totally plugged up. And I thought, "Oh my God, I can't get on a plane. I'm going to blow out my ear." And I was so mad, so mad. And I just woke up at midnight and told my wife Jen, it's like, "You got to go by yourself. I'm not going to get to go on this wonderful trip." And around 5 in the morning, it cleared enough that I thought, you know what, I'm going to get to go. So I got on the plane and it was fine. And then I went to see Malcolm on the Sunday, and I was walking through Southeast Portland thinking, oh man, I really, really, really want to live in the Northwest, the Pacific Northwest, and live in a place with these beautiful kinds of homes and wonderful streets. And it was Sunday, and people were starting their Sunday, and they were getting their coffee and going for runs and bike rides. And I thought, I really want to live up here. And I just didn't know how. And so I went in and I did a 2.5-hour session with Malcolm. And I told him this story that I almost didn't make it. And he said something. And here's the key point. He said, many people don't show up on their first session. And I noticed that myself. Like, people really, really, really want something to get over anxiety or some sort of chronic illness to really get the life they want. And they're all geared up for it. And then they don't show up. Or they show up and then they don't follow through. And he says, what happens is you're right at the door. Right at the door of getting everything you really want. Right at the cusp of greatness. Right at what you truly want. And what happens is your ego is terrified because part of you can't go through that door. The false you, the ego, the mind stuff. And so if you're not familiar with this, just stay with me through this for a little bit and I'll explain what you can do, because we've all experienced this where we have something that seems to be slowing us down or standing in our way or downright stopping us from getting what we truly want in life. And sometimes it's this door that we're about to go through and we're terrified. Something deep inside us is terrified to go through it because we're going to change when we go through that. We'll never be the same. And so I did the session and that was in December of 2012. And by April of 2013, Jen and I decided we were going to shut down our entire life and office in San Diego and travel through the Pacific Northwest and look for our new home. That was the whole story of how that happened. But we spent the next 5 or 6 months looking for where to live and then found Bellingham, Washington. Right now it's very smoky and so very unusual. But I'm inside. There's a water skier, Lake Whatcom, and Bellingham, Washington. But it started us on a journey. And so what I want to show you is a way to be able to discern, to see, like, is this something that's a roadblock that's kind of like, just don't do this? Is the information you're getting, the message from God or the universe? Or is it something about you're going through a door and you'll never be the same, and this is about you really transforming and getting what you truly want in life, to get rid of anxiety, to get rid of a chronic condition, to live the life you want to live. And so what I've got is, there's a way to do this with different ways. I've learned it from different places, and one is matrix energetics. There's other medical intuitive ways that I'm going to show you along the way, but one way to do it is you can use what's called a window approach. You could put your hand on your heart and feel what it feels like, or you could put your hand in space. And what you can do is test something that you know is relatively true. You know, like my name is whatever your name is. My name is Ralph, or my name is Sally. And what happens is either your hand on your heart or your hand in space, something happens. Something shifts in you when you say something that's true for you. My name is Ralph. For me, it comes right into my heart. Sometimes it goes right out into an open window. Whatever happens that happens when you say something that's true, my name is Ralph, whatever your name is, remember that and test it, and test different things that are true. You know, this spring water is good for me. This poison is not good for me. You know, whatever you want to test. And so you start to get a catalog of, this is my test that says, yes, this is true. And this is my test that says, oh, this is not true. So when you're at the cusp of greatness, how do you decide, is this like a sign not to do something? Or is it a sign to absolutely do something? And one way is just to test it. And so what you want to do first is say, are you neutral? Like, I am neutral, which means I'm okay with the answer. I'm not going to be like, if you're testing wine and the first glass of wine is like, yeah, it feels like I should drink this glass of wine. If you're still getting a yes on the fifth glass of wine, you might not be so neutral, right? So you test and get neutral. I am neutral. I'm neutral. My name is Ralph. Okay, it's useful for me to do this thing, and I'm getting a yes. Some of my yeses go like this. Some of them go like this. My no just sits there. So you'll get your own yeses and nos, your indicators for that. And so when you're on the cusp of greatness, when something is like about to start a plan, start to do something, you're getting a message that says, hey, I want to do this thing. I think this is the next step for me, for my business, for my life, for my health, for my family. You can test it and go, and you want to do it quickly, and you want to do it without a lot of, you do not want to test over and over and over again, because you'll muddle the whole thing up. You test one time and you trust. So I am neutral. My name is Ralph. This is useful. And so this is useful. And so I would do it. And now what do you do from there? You do it. Because if you don't do something, the universe gets a lot of information that, oh, this person isn't serious. And the thing that kills progress, the thing that kills dreams, the number one thing I feel is procrastination. If you do nothing, you're sending a clear message to the universe that you really do not want this thing. And so you want to be aware of what you're making decisions about. And if you're not making a decision, you're still making a decision. So procrastination is the worst thing to do when you get a yes answer. Because even if for some reason it seems like, well, that wasn't quite the right course, you've still learned a lot along the way. And when you can adjust it, you keep testing and going where you're getting guiding to, and all the wrong directions you went still give you a lot of training. They're still useful, right? So that's the way I use what's called matrix energetics. It's also there's other ways that I'm using this, but to discern what to do next, the guidance, how to know when you're on the cusp of greatness. And this is one way from matrix energetics. My name is Ralph Havens. I've been doing healing work for 37 years. I've solved it, anxiety and a chronic health condition, a couple of chronic health conditions for myself, for my family, for my clients for 37 years. I help people heal. And if you've got something that's slowing you down or standing in your way or stopping you from getting what you truly want in life, let me know. I'll put my contact information below in the comments. And up here in the corner, there'll be a link, because we have a group of healers, master healers that are with me. And we do this healing work every day in a group, one-on-one in a group. And you can have direct healing from me and my master healers every week throughout the week. And you just go check it out if it speaks to you. And I encourage you to test for yourself what to do for your healing, for your life, for what you want, for your dreams. And I encourage you to do it, to go for it, Because the worst thing is just to do nothing. So these are amazing times, and I hope your life is wonderful, and you're getting the hopes and dreams come true. And I will see you. Join us, click on the button, click on the links below, and I'll talk to you very soon.